I'm back. It's me, Brenda, with Happy Healthy Homemade, and today we're making a simple Instant Pot chicken pho. This recipe comes together very quickly. The first thing I'm gonna do is prep some aromatics. So I'm going to slice some ginger. Now I'm not gonna peel this because this is going to go right into the pot, but I am gonna slice it, and I did wash it. Next, I'm gonna peel some onion. Now I've quartered it, and I'm just gonna take the outer skin off. I did keep the root relatively intact so that these pieces can stay together. A lot of people do leave the skin on, but I prefer to take it off because there's often dirt or mold on it. Now we're ready to put everything into the Instant Pot. Okay, first I'm going to put my whole chicken in. This is a pretty small whole chicken from Save On Foods, and I went ahead and patted it dry after I took it out of the bag. These are often on sale for $1.99 a pound at Save On Foods, so they're a really good deal. I'm just gonna tuck it in very nicely here because the aromatics are going to be nestled around. So now I'm going to nestle in my onion wedges. Gonna leave some room for my ginger here. Now that's gonna go in. I like to stick one inside the cavity. Bay leaves. Whole black peppercorns, a generous serving of salt. This is kosher salt. I did about 3 big pinches. You can always add a little bit more salt later. 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. This is my secret ingredient to add some body to the broth. And now I'm going to fill it up with water. I've filled this up to the 10 cup line, or just about the top of the chicken breast. And that's it. Now I've put it on the poultry setting, which is 15 minutes on high, and I'm going to let that work. Now, it's not going to be cooking only for 15 minutes, it's going to cook for 15 minutes once it reaches pressure. So it will actually cook for much longer than 15 minutes. I'll see you when this is done. It's been about 30 minutes, I got a quick little workout in, and the chicken is done. Let's just have a little taste of the broth. Now I'm going to lift as much of the chicken out as possible onto this sheet. Sometimes it falls apart here, so I'm gonna be careful. Here we go, falling apart. Now I'm going to set this aside and let it cool. In the meantime, I'm gonna strain my broth. I find it easier to take out the big chunks first. And there we have a beautiful, clear broth. I'm going to let the chicken cool for about 10 minutes. All right, our chicken is cool enough to handle, and I'm going to be using my hands to take the meat off the bones. I like to shred this into bite-sized pieces, which makes it easy to eat with chopsticks. So the big pieces, like the legs and the breast, are really easy to get the meat off of. Where you have to be careful is around the backbone and the tail. There's a lot of little bones in there that you probably don't want to get into the mix. This shredded chicken isn't just great for noodle soups, it's also great for cold noodle dishes, summer salads, chicken salad, and anytime you want to add a little bit of protein to your meal. The one thing I wouldn't do is put it in the microwave for too long. I would either eat it cold or heat it up gently. And that's just so that it doesn't dry out. But this chicken is so tender, it's falling right off the bone and so easy to shred with my hands. If you've got some family members who like the breast meat or the leg meat better, you can always separate it when you're shredding it so that it's easy to serve. The breast meat is not dry at all. It's super tender right now. I love having pho for my first meal of the day, whether that's breakfast or an early lunch. It's such a nutritious and warming way to kick off the day. And it's a great way to kickstart your hydration too. All right, everything that's left of the bird is pretty much bone, skin, and cartilage. I'm gonna take out the soft pieces and make some dog food with it. It's a really high value treat for tough training tasks like nail clipping. If you find that this is too salty to feed your dog, you can hold the salt when you're making the chicken, or you can rinse this and then dry it out again and serve it to your dog then. So I will sort through this later, and now I'm going to assemble some pho. While the chicken was cooling, I went ahead and boiled some rice noodles, and in the same water, I poached some little baby greens to add some vegetables to our noodle soup. Now I'm going to add some chicken. I'm going to take a little bit of breast meat and a little bit of leg meat. And I'm going to ladle my warm broth right on top. How beautiful is that? Time to take a bite. I'm going to get a little bit of noodle, a little bit of chicken, and a little bit of greens. And of course, some broth. That is so flavorful and wholesome, and it's so easy to make. It's super easy to prep in advance. All you need to do is use the Instant Pot, separate your chicken and broth, store that in the refrigerator, and then heat up the broth when you're ready to go. The noodles just take a couple minutes to boil, and some vegetables take seconds to poach. Have you tried to make something like this at home? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, do the YouTube things. Smash the like button, ring the bell, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy!